Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here today. I'm Joe Ellison. Now, we will find out tomorrow if Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders will call lawmakers back to the Capitol for a special legislative session. State Senator Bart Hester says right now proposed legislation is going through the review process. The top item on the agenda is cutting top individual and corporate tax rates. During the governor's campaign, she had stated that she wanted to get taxes close to zero.
We are continuing to have surpluses in the state of Arkansas and just continuing to bring in more money. We're taking too much from the taxpayer. And so we want to send some of that back and start collecting a little bit less.
Now, another item on the agenda are possible changes to the state's Freedom of Information Act, which comes after the Attorney General formed a group to review and work on FOIA laws for the state, specifically concerning the security detail for the governor. Of course, follow us here at 5 News for any updates. Meanwhile, a Van Buren man, David Alverson, has pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of his nephew, Jacob Jones. Jones died in custody after a bag of meth ruptured inside of his body. Alverson will serve 2 15 years consecutive concurrently sentences. Now, this is a dashcam video right here captured inside of the Van Buren police cruiser. This was back in 2022. The sheriff at the time, Jimmy DeMonte, told 5 News that Alverson can be seen in the video passing a bag of drugs to his nephew, and Jones can then be seen eating the bag. The civil lawsuit filed by the Jones family alleges a delayed response by workers at the Crawford County Jail attributed to his death. Of course, we'll continue to follow this one as well as it moves forward. Stay with us here at 5 News for the latest. Well, before we get to other top news stories, let's get a check of that weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Hey, Zach.
Yeah, Joe, it's looking like an overall good day across the area. It's still on the warm side. We're running around 10 degrees above average for this type of year. But the good news is a cold front that was slowly pushing through the area yesterday has completely pushed through our region. It is off towards the south. Behind it, not a big push of cool air, but we did get drier air to move in. That's what allowed us to cool into the 50s and 60s early this morning. So it's going to be warm. It's going to be sunny, but it's not going to be muggy out there. Again, low to mid 90s, northwest Arkansas, widespread mid to upper 90s, River Valley. We do get some moisture to come back in. That's going to lead to some rain chances. 50% chance of scattered showers as it looks right now, Friday, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the best chance. Now, we could still see a few lingering showers, mainly near and south of the River Valley, late morning, early afternoon tomorrow, but overall it'll be tapering off. Best chances of showers first half of the day. And with that, we could get a few strong storms to mix in. Level 1, meaning we do not anticipate widespread severe weather, but the ingredients are there for a strong storm or two. Top threat force to watch for, 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts, not again widespread, but a few mixed in there. And then also secondary threat would be a few pockets of some hail, maybe quarter up to $half size. Here we go, 2, 3 a.m. We'll be watching thunderstorms to develop to the northwest. They'll start to track off towards the southeast. Don't watch the exact placement here, but again, get the idea that we're watching a decent disturbance in the upper levels of the atmosphere, sweeping south, enough moisture, again, for some scattered thunderstorms. We'll likely have a few lingering storms as kids are heading off to the bus stop and for your morning commute. Outside of that, we'll look for clearing skies as we go through the rest of the day. Should be good to go, Joe, as we head into the evening for Friday night football.
The Arkansas Community Institute, along with its partner, Arkansas Community Organization, is shining a light on eviction laws and how many renters were impacted during the pandemic. The Institute held a press conference followed by a protest. Organizers gave a summary of eviction statistics for Arkansans. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams has the story.
Landlords filed an average of 490 unlawful detainer cases monthly. With the end of the CDC eviction moratorium in September of 2021, in that month, evictions rose to 695 filed that month.
On Wednesday afternoon, the Arkansas Community Organization and Arkansas Community Institute gathered to bring awareness about how often evictions are happening in the community.
Because Arkansas doesn't report any of its eviction data on a national level, we're underrepresented and in most cases not represented at all. And so we felt it's really important to get this eviction data out there because Arkansas evictions are on the rise while unemployment is at an all-time low.
People who fell victim to Arkansas's eviction laws shared their testimony at the event.
The eviction made it impossible for me to rent, and I lost everything that I owned. I lost all the videos of my children growing up and their baby books. I lost every important piece of jewelry I ever owned. every valuable possession that ever mattered to me. That eviction took an immeasurable toll.
This is September Platzmeyer. She says she got sick in 2020 and later caught COVID, and says she lost her job and her home. September said she applied for assistance programs and did everything she could to get back on her feet.
The judge, who happened to be the judge in my eviction case, unfortunately had been a landlord himself and refused to recognize the CDC moratorium and therefore ordered my eviction. The eviction case was filed more than once, which made it appear as though I had been evicted several times. So after that eviction, I became homeless, and I struggled to find new housing.
Organizers say they hosted this event to make their voices heard in hopes that elected officials create solutions for tenants.
We want to end fear-mongering evictions, and what I mean by that is these 72-hour evictions that tenants get, and they don't realize this isn't an actual eviction, because a lot of landlords across the state will put out 72-hour notices, and people will just vacate without actually ever having an eviction process.
I would love for Arkansas to join the rest of the country in protecting renters and its tenants. 1 in 3 Arkansans are renters. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people across the political spectrum that are just trying to get by.
To find the organization or get involved, you can reach out to them on their social media. Their Facebook name is Arkansas Renters United, and their Instagram is arkansas.com. Well, those are some of your top stories on this Thursday. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for the latest news and weather. Have a great day.